What kind
He's
of advice was he giving you?
Hmm?
You guys were speaking quite a bit. What kind of advice was he giving you on your
Oh,
technique?
it wasn't. Listen, it was training for. Was nothing really secret about it. It was more for the camera, but just doing it first time with me, having a chance to kind of work out with him, move a little bit. Incredible honor. It made my whole trip, made my day. So now I just need to focus on the fight.
Was it your idea or his idea?
It's the UFC that set it up, but they know he's my idol. So for me, it's just amazing that he accepted it, and great privilege, great honor for me.
You don't normally work out at these things, so you weren't going to plan to do it until you knew he was here, right? You don't normally work out at these kind of things. You know, you don't like to do that. And knowing Royce was here, did that make you do it?
Yeah, normally I don't work out. I don't do this stuff, but now it was fun. Like they found a good way to make me move a little bit.
Has he always been somebody that you looked up to, George?
Yes, always. I got bullied when I was young at school by a bigger and older peoples. And when I first saw the first UFC, I saw Royce. He was the smallest one, the less intimidating of all, but the smartest. And the way he won the tournament, it really inspired me, and that's why I'm here right now, fighting for the title.
How much influence has the Gracie family had on you? Because you've also worked with Renzo, obviously John Danaher's a Renzo black belt. How much influence has the Gracie family as a whole had on your career?
Oh, they're influenced the whole world, not only me, the whole world. Without them, we wouldn't be the sport wouldn't exist.
Do you ever go back and watch the first few UFC events and see how far it's come?
Of course I do. I know the name of most of all the old guy. I respect them, and it was a different era, different time. It was much tougher back then. It was real fight, no time limit. It was no weight class. It was a real thing, you know. It was incredible.
Do you ever wish you could do that?
I don't know. I would, because when I watched it back in the day, I remember we didn't know what to expect. You know, it was the first time been done recently in modern time. And actually, I was watching the tape back then. I thought maybe someone could die, and you know, we didn't know. It was unknown. And these guys had the heart of. They were so courageous of stepping in the cage at that time because it was unknown. They were the pioneer. I don't think I would have the courage to do that at that time. It was too much unknown. I wouldn't have the courage. I would probably have stayed at school.
What was it then that actually provoked you to get into fighting with the UFC and the Octagon? Was there a particular moment that you saw that really intrigued you?
One time I was a teenager, maybe 15 years old approximately. I was at my friend's house, and it was like a little barbecue with his family, and he rented a tape of the UFC with VCR tape back in the day, and so I watched it, and right away I got inspired when I saw that man run the tournament. And really, it makes sense to me, and from there I decided to focus on that, and I became obsessed of doing this.
You mentioned you're not a fan of like rule limits and stuff like that. Are there any other rules about the early days that you'd like to see implemented today?
Yes, I believe. That's what I believe in my sport. I believe we put the round to mimic boxing to make the sport more accepted. But if you really want to see who's the best fighter, I believe you should just let them fight. Maybe a 15-minute fight without round, or a 25-minute fight without, you know. And because sometimes when you stop the fight, it makes it stop the momentum, and it could change the result of the fight. I believe if you want to see who's the best fighter, you just let them fight. So for me, I believe the sport will be more legit, more real if it wouldn't be any round. Maybe the scoring system would be based on every 5 minutes. You know, they judge according to every 5 minutes of the fight. But I believe this should change. It shouldn't be a round. I believe it might happen in the future. Right? That's what I believe. You know.